Okay, I should be live now. Okay, so should be the tornado warning back here. Yeah, it is the warning, but it is practically expired. Okay, so let's go over to here. Okay, yeah, I'm live now. Okay, so currently there is only one tornado warning active, but even that is only just about to expire. We have some rotating thunderstorms over here between Woodville up to south of Bude, Mississippi, and Louisiana as well is also in this. Currently, this is not tornado warning. That is only severe thunderstorm warning. That tornado warning has also expired. Space. What are you? Go away. What? I don't. I don't care. Later. I don't care. Go away. That was weird. Can I not go into? Cause I can't. Oh well. Anyways, currently there is this tornado warning that is expired. The only two warnings now are these two severe thunderstorm warnings out here in Louisiana and currently going into southern Mississippi. Oops. What that? Anyways, anyways, these are the cells that are going to be firing off and causing the trouble that we're going to be having today. We still have that tornado threat, strong tornado threat, and I do have my phone over to my left so I can see any questions you guys may have. Let's go ahead and go back to this cell over here that was tornado warned. I'm going to go ahead and change radars. Go over to velocity. I'm not seeing any strong rotation with that now, which is good. Okay, that is what that is. Let's go back over to this radar. I'm not seeing very much rotation in this one either. Looks like there is going to be a little bit. With absolutely any discrete cell possibilities, there will be a threat for a tornado. With absolutely any discrete cell, there will be the chance for a tornado, and there is the potential for a strong tornado or two to occur. But currently, most of these aren't even severe yet, but any cells that fire off out here will have the threat for tornadoes, some hail, and damaging wind gusts. But the main line, which is developing back here, that will have the highest probability for any damaging winds. If you are under, if let's see what counties this is in. Southeastern Marion County in south central Mississippi, and northwestern Omar County in southeastern Mississippi. I guess pretty cool. Anyways, it does appear there might be some hail going on in mostly that spot. There's not a tornado tag with this currently, but that does not mean we won't see a tornado out of this. These are all moving northeast as well. I'm going to turn some of this off real quick. Let's see here. I'm not used to this in particular. I don't know how to turn these off. And that's all the other radars. Currently, let's get flashback over to these warnings. There are currently 2 severe thunderstorm warnings in effect, and they are both on this storm. One of them is expiring. Currently, should be the only one in effect now. This one back here, it's pretty much left to expire. We are currently waiting for any other tornadic activity. We had some tornado warnings out here in Louisiana a little while ago, where they were waiting for these storms to head into a more mature area to develop into more mature thunderstorms. I'm going to go and hop on over here and go to the Storm Prediction Center. We do have this enhanced risk still with the potential for strong tornadoes. That is where that yellow is. It is some of these cells in particular. This one is in that strong tornado risk, but it is still currently developing currently. But we do have that strong tornado risk today and a very quite a high damaging wind risk as well. We could see some of these cells and eventually the main line develop into a strong wind producer as well, because we will be seeing all that damaging wind. Currently, we still only have this one severe thunderstorm out here in Mississippi. Even that is still strengthening actually. Let's go ahead and go back over to reflectivity, or velocity, sorry. And it does appear that there is going to be some rotation. All these supercells will more than likely rotate here in this environment we have been given today. These are the cells we need to be watching for. As these become discrete and enter the environment out here to the east, they will become more favorable for damaging wind gusts up to 80 miles per hour, and they will be strong tornadoes as well. We could see a strong tornado or two today, and because there's going to be so much shear in the atmosphere, and there's going to be a lot of unstable, warm, moist air coming up from the Gulf. And as we get that, we're going to be seeing a lot more ingredients come together for a strong tornado possibility. And these cells over here, they are a bit more discrete in nature, and that's another reason we could see those storms. And looks like that might be developing a bit of a hook. What is this one doing? That does have a bit of rotation with it. This cell south of Brookhaven by around 13 miles. This will be Brookhaven, Mississippi. That does have a little couplet with it. This could go tornado warned within the next several minutes. So it does have a little bit of a hook with it. We do have a little bit of a hook, a little bit of an inflow notch. That is a rotating thunderstorm. The rotation is currently around 7 to 8 miles north of Summit and around 13-ish miles south of Brookhaven. Both of these towns are in Mississippi. Turn my fan back on because it is cold in here. Turn my heater back on. We are currently waiting for any more tornado warnings. This is so far the biggest supercell out of the entire bunch. It is severe warned for quarter-size hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. If we see any discrete cells popping out up here, and obviously we do have this one that could go tornado warned if it continues to organize. We also had a tornado warning over here with these cells. I do think currently with these 3 cells, or 4, let's go and say 4 areas. Any of these 4 areas, if a discrete cell can take control and seriously take up the atmosphere and take complete control, I do think we will see a strong tornado soon. See if there's something closer to this one. I don't think so. But this one right here, this cell is so far looking kind of quite concerning to me, which is heading northeast towards Monticello, Mississippi. If you know anybody there, alert them that this cell to their southwest is rotating. That is a rotating thunderstorm. If we go to velocity, there's your rotation. We do have a bit of a couplet. If there's going to be a tornado out of this cell, it's going to be right there. This is currently about 20 miles southwest of Monticello, Mississippi. And right now it is going on a northeast track, and it is getting stronger. The rotation is getting stronger, which is not good. That could go. This is likely going to be a tornado right here. Currently, let's go over to the Storm Prediction Center. Let's check storm reports. There is a new tornado watch. The possibility for tornadoes is high. EF2 tornadoes are currently on a moderate risk. And the primary threats are a few tornadoes, a couple of intense tornadoes likely, scattered damaging winds likely with isolated significant gusts to 75 miles per hour possible. This is mostly in central and southern Mississippi and southwestern Alabama. These are the cells I'm talking about, or mostly these areas. I'll go ahead and zoom out. This is that rotation right there, southwest of Monticello by about 20 miles. Currently, the most concerning activity are these big areas right here. This one was tornado warned earlier. This is the current one that's rotating and I think is going to drop a tornado soon. And this one is the only severe warned supercell currently. But these three areas will likely be the big areas of the day. And this cell right here, this cell is isolated. It does have a hook on it. And it is still roughly 20 miles southwest of Monticello. That is going, Mississippi. This is going to be where this rotation is. It's right there. That is going to be where the tornado will be if this will produce. This is currently heading northeast, and it has been getting stronger as well. The rotation has been tightening. It's still moving. This will likely be the next tornado warning. Southwest of Monticello, Mississippi. I'm not seeing a lot of rotation out here, but there does seem to be a pocket of rotation developing. This is still moving off to the northeast. It does appear that there is some rotation in this cell as well. If any of these cells can become discrete and take control of the atmosphere, which this one so far seems like it is doing. It's a bit of a small cell, but that won't stop it from producing a tornado. We have some isolated cells down here to the southwest over Franklinton, Louisiana, it looks like. Yep, Louisiana. And one further to the southwest. These are all going to be supercells. Will likely be supercells. These are all discrete supercells, and all these will have the potential to produce a tornado as they continue northeast and east, as they head into that 10% hatched risk. And as they continue, they will continue to rotate. Out here, the temperatures are in the upper 60s and low to mid 70s, with a dew point of around 60, a little over 60, really. Velocity. Let's go back to velocity on the storm with this. The rotation is still tightening quite a bit. It is still trying to produce. It could be in the process of producing a tornado. It could be. If there will be a tornado warning, it will be likely stretched out like this to the northwest. This would be my anticipation of a tornado warning if one does come out. It might be a little further to the southeast, but Monticello, Silver Creek, Prentice, New Hebron, Mississippi, these towns out here, if a tornado does spawn out of this rotation, these will likely be the towns that could get hit if a tornado does spawn out of the storm. That again is rotation. It is forming up into a couplet. Let's go and see if there's any debris on the ground. See if there's any. Well, I don't. Yeah, let's go over this coalition coefficient. Hello? Is. There we go. There. It looks like there might. What? I don't like the look of that particularly, because that looks like that's about where that rotation is currently sitting at. There might have been a tornado on the ground. Because it looks like there was, look, there looks like there was a bit of a debris signature with that. With where the position of that little debris signature bit was at. That might have been a tornado. The couplet, their couplet was there. It looks like there's some debris wafted. Maybe an outbuilding was hit. That might have been a tornado. Let's go back to velocity. There's the couplet. We can clearly see how strong the couplet was, and it looks like it's very slowly weakening now as well. There is a rotating couplet with it. That is rotation, and it does appear to me, at least to me, that there might have been some debris wafted into the air. If you are in Monticello, Silver Creek, Prentice, Mississippi, you should get ready for a tornado warning. The safest spots to go inside of a home, a well-built home, during a tornado warning would be your an interior bathroom, closet, or even an interior hallway. Cover your neck and head. If you are in an interior bathroom with a bathtub, get in it. Cover your head and neck with a pillow, a blanket, mattress, or even your hands. If you are in a mobile home, a car, RV, and you are under any sort of tornado warning, get out of that car, get out of the vehicle, get to a safer spot. Even ditches have saved people's lives during tornadoes. This is currently that rotating supercell that is going northeast. It looks like it might clip Monticello to the west and northwest, but I can't be for certain. Can I change it to tilt? Oh, I can change it to tilt. That's cool. Anyways, let's go down back over to the velocity. It does, that couplet is still there. That is where if there is a tornado out of this, or there was a tornado, that's where it'll be, right there. That is currently around 20 miles, 18 to 20 miles southwest of Monticello, Mississippi. If there will be a tornado, it will be on that spot that I have showed. And there's not showing any debris signature. Oh, wait. Hold up. I'm going to go back to reflectivity. I don't like the look of that. Let's check velocity if their couplet is right over that spot, which doesn't appear it is. I'm going to keep a very close eye on this, because it did look like there might have been a debris signature with that. For now, let's go to the southwest to this storm. We are still seeing maybe some smaller hail now out of this cell. It looks like there might be a bit of a hook developing down here east of Angie, Louisiana. This is going into southern Mississippi, southwest of Lumberton, Mississippi. Let's go and check velocity on this. It does appear that there is some weak rotation with this one as well, southwest of Lumberton. That is some more rotation out of a cell currently entering Mississippi. That's going to be some really broad and weak rotation there. Currently around 10 to 13 to 14, maybe 15 miles southwest of Lumberton, Mississippi. Because that is a hook. This is going to be another rotating supercell. Another cell of particular concern is right here southwest of Lumberton, Mississippi. Going back up north to this cell that might have produced a tornado I can't guarantee. I don't know if it really did, but in the conditions we have today, these cells can produce a tornado fairly quickly because there's so much shear in the atmosphere down here. These supercells can produce a tornado very, very fast. And again, if you are new to the live stream or to the channel, these are the biggest areas of concern currently. We may have had a tornado with this cell just a few minutes ago. The velocity and correlation coefficient for debris seem to be in relatively good agreement. There was a tornado on the ground that maybe hit a small outbuilding. That is where that possible tornado was. There was a tornado warning with this cell as well out here with one of these cells. I do think the higher probability we do see a tornado with the next half hour to hour would be these two areas right here, because these areas out here in area number 1, these cells are currently kind of smushed together a bit. But if we can see more organization with these cells over here further to the west, we could still see a tornado. But these cells over here are in a more favorable environment for a strong tornado. And this cell down here is still rotating. We do have a hook on that one as well. That is coming up near Lumberton. These are the prime 2 cells I have spotted. These are going to be the 2 cells of greatest concern, if you ask me, because they have the more well-defined hooks. Well, this one has weakened a bit, but currently we're still seeing rotation with that one. It does appear this one is also developing a bit of a hook. Let's go over to velocity. Not seeing as much rotation as with the, I'm not seeing almost any rotation with that one, but that cell is extremely small. We have this cell to the northeast that's discrete and isolated. There is a little bit of rotation with that. All these are supercells. All these storms will eventually mature and develop into strong supercells. These are all marching to the northeast at around 37 knots. These are all moving to the northeast as they go into Mississippi and eventually Alabama, there will be the higher risk for developing tornadoes, and the stronger tornadoes will be in those areas. And going over to the Storm Prediction Center, this is Tornado Watch 6. The 6th Tornado Watch of 2025. Here it is going from far northeast Louisiana into central and southern Mississippi and southwest Alabama. Particularly concerning are these 3 areas that I have been keeping an eye on. They have several discrete cells, and this is a mesoscale discussion. The visible satellite imagery as well as surface observations show the continued northward movement of the warm front across southern Mississippi and Alabama, the prime areas where we will see the possibility for a strong tornado or 2. Gusty southerly winds over 30 knots exist over much of eastern Louisiana, indicative of boundary layer mixing and strengthening low-level jet. This air mass will spread north through the evening. Notable pressure falls exist over southern Mississippi into southwest Alabama, just ahead of a rush of developing storms. Given 0 to 1 shear of 200 to 300 M2 S2 and destabilizing air mass, these cells are likely to become supercellular with an increasing threat of tornadoes as cells mature. A strong tornado or 2 is possible as storms move in concert with the warm front with access to both large low-level shear and favorable instability. Now, I have been saying that this is going to be the primary concern, will be the strong tornado possibilities out in the area. We still have 2 tornado watches, but the more concerning one is currently further in southern Mississippi and southwest Alabama, because these cells, as they mature into full-blown supercellular thunderstorms, they will have an increased chance to drop a strong tornado. And let's go ahead and got here to this cell. We have, yeah, we could clearly see more of a line, and this is going to be that developing main line I've been talking about. We do have also the secondary little spot out here, and this main line will have a higher chance for 75 to 80 mile per hour wind gusts, and a KLCS tornado, which is an embedded circulation, an embedded tornado. They don't last very long. They're usually very brief and very weak. But that doesn't mean that in this kind of environment we could still see a strong tornado, brief a strong tornado out of this as well. I have seen it happen. Now let's go ahead and look. So this is 60, this should be 60 mile per hour winds, I believe. Oops. It should be, yeah, we're looking at 0.75 inch hail and 60 mile per hour wind gust out of that. New tornado warning. Up here for this cell, this is going to be in southern... Oh, yeah, look. That's the cell I've been talking about. One of the cells I've been talking about southwest of Lumberton. I have been talking about this cell. I have been saying that it is rotating. We did see rotation out of this, and this cell popped up very quickly. There's not much of a debris signature, so this isn't on the ground, at least yet. But this is heading northeast. Look how fast it developed into a hook. This is a tornadic thunderstorm. If you are in Lumberton, Purvis, Hadesburg, Petal, Mississippi, get to your safe spot, lowest level of the house. If you have a basement, a tornado shelter, get in it. If you don't, and your house is a bit more isolated, get into the centermost point of your house, into a bathroom, a closet, interior bathroom or closet. Stay away from doors and windows. Do not go out into the garage. Get to your safe spot now. Cover your head and neck, because that is where the tornado will be. The tornado will be here. Bit of velocity. Your tornado will be over here, where that rotation is strengthening. It is current. If there will be a tornado, it'll be around 5 to 10 miles southwest of Lumberton. Here's Lumberton. Your tornado will be in there, where that hook is currently located in. It is a well-defined hook, and this is still heading off to the northeast. These cells behind it as well. These cells here, here, and even here. All these cells could be supercell, eventually could develop into supercellular thunderstorms and spawn tornadoes by themselves. But the main concern is this cell now. Right here. I have been saying that it has been rotating. It has been rotating quite a bit in the past 10-15 minutes that I've been here watching this cell as well. I've been saying this isn't the most favorable environment for tornadoes. This is where your tornado will be. It looks like it's going to miss Lumberton to the west, but you still need to be in your safe spot. Lumberton, Mississippi, currently this is moving northeast towards it. It's going northeast. It looks like it's gonna miss Lumberton, Mississippi to the west. But currently that is the main concern. This was the cell that may have produced a tornado a while ago. It does appear to be weakening, which is good, but it still has that rotating couplet with it. But this is the main concern, is this cell right here going towards Lumberton. Very close to Lumberton, Mississippi. Going to CC, correlation coefficient. It looks like there is a little bit of a debris on radar now. There might be some debris there. No, it's not debris. This is when things will get a bit more difficult to tell. That might be a tornado on the ground. It doesn't have an observed tag, but it is increasing in strength. This particular cell is increasing in strength now. If there's gonna be a tornado, it's gonna be right there where where my mouse cursor is. If there's going to be tornado out of this cell, it's going to be right in there. It's going to be back. Oops, man. If there's going to be tornado out of this cell, it's going to be back in here. It's going to be right there. Pretty much almost directly where that little tornado tag is. And this tornado warning will last for about an hour. But there's technically two warnings on this. Currently not observed tornado warning. But I have been saying these areas out here, these cells, if they can become more discreet, especially these cells, and more specifically, these cells out here will go 1, 2, 3. And this third section is further in that 10% hatched risk. I'll show you what I mean, and there has been updated. Let's see. It has updated. What I've been talking about is that 10% risk right there, mostly from southern Mississippi into now southern Alabama, more southern central Alabama. That yellow 10% hatched risk. That is where the strongest tornadoes will occur. We're just going to head back out here. I didn't mean to click on that. No, but no observed tag, but it is still a strengthening cell. We are still looking at a tornadic thunderstorm. Let's go over to velocity. It is still strengthening. This could be on the ground. It does look like there is more of a debris signature with it now too. This is still on the ground, a very dangerous tornado. This could be a tornado. Could be a tornado on the ground, still moving northeast. If this is a tornado, it's going to be roughly. It's going to go to here. If this is going to be a tornado, it's going to be about 6 miles west of Lumberton. The safest spot during a tornado is usually underground, but if you can't get underground, get to the lowest central point of your house, the most interior room, and get in it. Get into a bathtub if you can. Cover your head, face, neck with your hands or any soft, or if you can get yourself a pillow. It does appear that there is rotation, a bit of a hook on this storm as well near Bogalusa and even Franklinton, Louisiana. These cells out here are isolated and discreet. If they could take their time and really rotate, we could see tornadic activity out here, particularly out here near Franklinton. There is a bit of rotation there near Franklinton, Louisiana, and there is a tiny bit of rotation here near Bogalusa, Louisiana as well. All these cells are in a very, very favorable environment. There's going to be a lot of shear with these cells, and there is going to be a lot of wind. There will be quite a bit of wind as well. It does appear that these cells are very quickly maturing, and especially this one right here that is currently tornado warned. Look at the line of supercells right now. These are all rotating supercells right here. All of them are rotating. They are all likely getting ready to produce a tornado. We do have this cell continuing off to the north that may have dropped a tornado. I can't be for certain. That might have been a tornado, might not have been a tornado. We also have all these cells out here that can produce a tornado when they enter the more favorable environment. But my primary concern will be this line of cells currently going into Mississippi. This is going to be the primary concern, especially what's going on right here currently. Let's go into here. That is where your tornado is going to be, right there west of Lumberton. Let's go ahead and head on over back to correlation coefficient. It does appear there might be a bit of a CC drop. It's a bit difficult to tell with how small the hook is. But if there's going to be a tornado, it's going to be right there. It looks like it's about to just eat up this cell right here. and eventually this cell down here as well. Oh yeah, those are likely going to merge. Yeah, this cell is going to go through a merger, which isn't good, because even with these smaller cells, mergers can help the tornado development strengthen, as it can help the parent mesocyclone spin and faster. So if there's going to be tornadoes, it's going to be right here. It is still currently only radar indicated. You still need to be getting into your safe spot. This is a tornado warning, something you should not mess with at all. It's going to CC, isn't a CC drop with it yet. This tornado warning right here, further to the south, that smaller warning should be left to expire now. And we still have these cells over here to the further to the south as well. There is a bit of rotation in this cell as well. There's a rotation there, over here near Frankfurt, and out here near Bogalusa. These are all rotating supercells. These could all develop into strong supercells as they head into this more favorable environment in southern Mississippi. Go ahead and put on hand. Alright, Alright, there we go. Alright, please excuse me. Currently, these cells are still moving on. This is the strongest cell in the states currently. Here is where that hook is. It is currently still rotating. It could be going through tornado genesis right now. If not, it's already on the ground. I'm not seeing a CC drop with it yet. This is still this could be a developing tornado. We could see a tornado any minute now as this cell moves to the northeast. It developed very, very quickly. We have these cells over here to the west as well. These cells are going to be a concern as they head into this more favorable environment, as they are also discrete. We just have a line of rotating thunderstorms moving northeast at around, I believe it's like 30 to 40 miles per hour. Voice crack. 45 miles per hour. It's kind of what I thought. As these move off to the northeast, I'm going to go and see if I can get rid of the storm tracks, because they're just getting annoying now. Storm tracks. There we go. Oh, that is much better. No, I don't want that. Let's go back up here. There we go. We're still looking at this tornado warning storm. This warning to the south is good now. If you are north of Lumberton, Mississippi, this is when things get dangerous, because we still have this tornado warning storm, and rightfully so. The rotation is still tightening. We could see a tornado in just a little bit now. We're looking for a CC drop as well. There's no other tornado warnings. This is the only tornado warn storm currently, but all these other cells, especially, this is going to be the area of prime concern, because all these cells are deeper in the unfavorable environment, and these cells will likely be the leading cause for any tornado related destruction. We are waiting for and also this isn't the only concern as well, not only tornadoes, but wind as well. We do have that 30% risk there, where you could see winds up to 75 to even maybe 80 miles per hour with some of these cells, but also the main line that is still currently developing back here. These storms will be responsible for 75 plus mile per hour winds, but these cells out here will be responsible, including maybe these cells as well. These cells out here will likely be the cause for any EF2 plus tornadoes we see today, especially these cells down here, which are further in that EF2 plus hatched risk area down here. They are currently entering that area. So if we see any strong tornadoes, they will likely be out of these cells that are entering that environment. And we do have some discrete cells out here as well. These cells currently aren't severe, they aren't rotating, but they are in a favorable environment to do that. Let's go back over to reflectivity, or velocity, sorry, not reflectivity, let's go back to velocity. This is currently heading towards maybe Purvis, Mississippi. If you live in Purvis, Mississippi, get to your safe spot immediately. This could be a tornado developing. If you live in a mobile home or a weakly structured home or vehicle, get out of it. You will not be safe. You may think you're safe, but truthfully, you are not. Mobile homes are very dangerous in these situations. Not me to do that one. Let's go and switch back over. This storm is currently going through a bit of a merger here, which means we could see a tornado very, very soon, because mergers, they aren't good. Mergers will, in most cases, if they collide, they can produce tornadoes faster. And often these tornadoes can be stronger. We need to watch these cells very, very closely as they continue off to the east and northeast. Now it's going to fly back up here to the north. I think this radar sight's going to be closer. We still have a little bit of a hook with this cell currently west of Silver Creek, Mississippi. Let's go to velocity and check it out. Yeah, there is still a little bit of rotation with this particular storm. There is some rotation down here near Brookhaven, Mississippi as well, and there's a bit of rotation here as well. These two storms are rotating as well, but these are in a slightly less favorable environment. They're the slightly less favorable environment than these cells out here. These cells look more well-defined. They have a better-looking hook with them. These cells will be the leading edge of those tornadic thunderstorms, most likely. Let's go back over to velocity. As this goes into a merger, there does appear to be a stronger couplet. If there's going to be a tornado, I'm going to go back to velocity, hang on. There we go. If we do see a tornado, it will be right there. That is where your tornado is most likely going to be at, in that hook. And this storm is going through a merger currently. It is eating up this smaller cell right here. It is currently getting eaten up by this much bigger cell. And this merger, these mergers are not usually result in the faster and more lethal development of a tornado. This may not be a tornado yet, but it can still be going through a developing phase of a tornado. We are currently waiting for these cells to do anything else. This particular cell is the strongest in Louisiana, Alabama, and Mississippi. But we still got to remember, it is in that favorable 10% environment that's out here. It is, let's go and check that out real quick. And that level 3 enhanced risk and that 10% risk right there. That is where the highest potential for a strong tornado will occur. Let's see here. So, let's go ahead and put that window down real quick. These are the cells that I have a particular concern in. What was that? That's right on Hollywood. Anyways, in this particular spot is the leading. These supercells will have. That is a horrible E. Oh my gosh. These cells out here will have the highest threat to produce an EF2. These cells out here will have the highest likelihood to produce an EF2 plus tornado. because they are further in the better sheared environment, the stronger jet stream, and higher moisture, unstable air. As more moisture comes in and that wind shear increases, it also increases that potential for a strong tornado. Let's check velocity again. It looks like the velocity has gone down a bit, which is good. That means this rotation is weakening at least a little bit. Can't guarantee it'll go away entirely, but I can say it is slightly weakened, not by much, but it is weakening slightly. Let's go back over to reflectivity. All these cells down here, as well, will rotate and will mature into supercells, as well. Let's go ahead and go back, see if there's anything new. Nope, just this. 20Z update. The prior forecast remained valid with only minor changes to the thunder area over parts of East Texas and parts of Arkansas. Multiple bands of convection along the surging cold front over the Sabine Valley should continue to steadily intensify as broad height falls from the advancing trough overspread the western edge of the warm sector, characterized by surface dew points in the upper 60s to low 70s degree dew points. These storms should eventually coalesce into a broader KLCS as the front accelerates. 50 to 60 knots of deep layer shear will support organization into bowing segments and embedded supercell structures. Damaging winds and a couple of tornadoes appear likely. And these tornadoes in question will be can be in an environment where they will eventually develop into stronger supercells. And it looks like there is a hook on this cell currently. Oh, just as I was going to go check it out, it went tornado warn. Brookhaven, Mississippi. Wesson, Beauregard, Hazelhurst, south of Georgetown, Mississippi. This is the cell that I was literally just about to say was developing a hook. Let's go into velocity. There it is. That is where the tornado will occur. It is on that couplet. Let's go over to correlation coefficient. Oh, this is going to be quite difficult to tell if there's going to be a tornado on the ground. This is why I dislike the smaller cells. Watch how quickly it just it develops into rotation as well. It's been rotating for quite a while. Has a well-defined hook on it. Look at that. See what I mean? Any of these cells, as long as they can remain discrete out here in this favorable environment, as long as they can remain discrete, they will harbor the potential to drop one or two EF2 tornadoes. I think we could see maybe up to three, give or take, EF2 plus tornadoes, a strong tornado, or two, maybe three. And they will all likely be out in this area where the discrete cells are. We currently have two tornado warned cells in the state of Mississippi. This in particular does have a dime-sized tail, according to someone who has a radar scope. And if there is a tornado in this cell, there's not a tornado on the ground in this cell that I can tell on radar, but it is a very quick. Oh, didn't mean to shoot it that far. But it is. The velocity is showing it is weakening. It is a weakening rotation, but there's also cells over here that are currently merging together. There's cells down here as well. There was a dying cell right there that died out, but there are more cells behind it. Same with right there, kind of merged in with that cell. But we do have this new tornado warned storm, especially right here. This cell has taken over this area. I'm not seeing much of a CC drop with that. Just go over to reflectivity, or velocity, sorry. There is that rotation still remaining with this particular cell. Right there. That is a strong rotating area. Anyways, two tornado warned storms currently in the state of Mississippi. Let's go back to reflectivity. That cell's probably rotate. That cell looks like it might be rotating a bit. And we still have... There's a new thunderstorm warning up here as well for this cell. Is there anything closer to that? Not quite. I'm gonna wait for that cell to travel further north before I use that radar site. But I can probably... I'm gonna use it for this cell out here, maybe. Let's go ahead and go back and look at velocity. There is going to be some damaging winds involved with this cell especially. But let's go ahead... Oops. Head back down here. And it does appear that this cell has weakened quite a bit. That rotation is going down. This supercell is most likely trying to recycle. Does look like there might be a bit of a CC drop with it now. If there is, then that will be a weak tornado. But it does appear that this cell is weakening a little bit. But that doesn't mean it won't come back and develop again. But out here, this particular cell is still strengthening. That is actually a really good coupler right there. And there does appear to be another area of rotation up here as well with that isolated cell. These two cells are the main concern out here. Let's go back to reflectivity. This cell over here, these are all supercells in here. If these can all merge together into one big supercell, I do think we could see a strong tornado out of this cell. Anyways, it looks like is this thunderstorm warning expired? No. There's no observed tag with either of these, which are good, but this cell in particular, it's small. It's a very small cell, but that doesn't mean that it's strong. It's not strong. Let's go over to CC. I'm not seeing any debris being wafted into the air, which is good. But what's not good is that this cell is definitely strengthening as it moves to the northeast. If you live in Brookhaven, Mississippi, you need to be getting to your safe spot because this cell is rapidly strengthening. And as it goes off to the northeast, it could produce a tornado right in town. And it could do damage. And it will do damage if this cell can produce a tornado. There still is this cell a little further to the north as well. That is rotating as well. Let's go back down to this cell. There's still a hook with this cell, but it is also surrounded by a bunch of other little cells. And if they can merge with this one, that tornado warning just got updated. There it is. There is that rotation. It looks like it's trying to come back a little bit. There is that rotation right there. That is where the tornado will likely be, is in there. As it moves off to the northeast at around 35 to 45 miles per hour. Where... Wait. Oh. Well, that just crashed. Alright, back. There you go. Anyways, we're still waiting for this cell. Moving northeast at around 30 to 40 miles per hour. And it is still a strong supercell, don't get me wrong, but it has weakened at least a little bit. But it does appear to be weakening a bit. It is strengthening, actually. Yeah, that wasn't there earlier. It looks like it was weakening a little bit, and then it shot back up. Is there any CC drops? I'm not seeing any debris with that cell. Let's go over here to the north, over to this cell that has strengthened quite a freaking bit. Let's go and hop over to velocity. There is that couplet there as well. That is where your tornado will be. In there. Where that couplet is. No observed tag with it yet. There does appear to be a bit of rotation up here with that discrete cell as well. And there is this line out here that is also going to be strong. Let's go to SRV. Let's go on over to velocity. This cell is out here. It might be rotating a little bit there close to the center. And with the developing line out here, and these cells out here will eventually go into a more bowing segments with some supercell structure. These cells out here will be more responsible for 60 to 75 mile per hour wind gusts and maybe a key LCS tornado. But these cells out here, there is a new tornado warning right there as well. Any of these cells will have the highest potential to produce an EF2 tornado, an EF2 plus tornado. Any of these cells out here. The primary concern with these cells out here to the left or west will likely be harbors for some strong winds and damaging winds, but out here to the east, it'll be more tornadic probabilities. And this is the radar indicated for this new tornado warning. It might be for that a little bit, actually. Because that is rotation, right? That's rotation right there as well. There's like 3 different spots of rotation I can pick out here. There's one there, a weakening one here, and maybe it looks like one there as well. Yeah, well, there is a bit of an embedded rotation there. This storm back here, this old area rotation is starting to weaken and fizzle out a little bit. And we do see another tornado warning out here. It might be for this cell right here currently going northeast, because that is also still strengthening quite a bit. I'm going to go ahead and shoot back over to velocity. Actually, take it back. I'm going to go to CC. Not seeing it. It's going to be a little difficult to see any debris out of this. But this could be a developing tornado. If you live in Richton, Mississippi, or anything out here in that red box, you need to be getting to your safe spot now. And out here, Brookhaven, Weston, Beauregard, west of New Haven, and Hazelhurst, and south of Georgetown, Mississippi. If you live anywhere out in those areas, you need to prepare yourself for a tornado. Get to the lowest center point of your house, and is my thing still there? I might cut out or something. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Because I don't hear myself on my phone. Can you guys hear me? I can't really hear myself. Oh, my thing didn't cut out. That would be quite annoying if it did. Let's go ahead and continue. We still have this cell, these 2 cells out here that are rotating. This one further, oh, that just got kind of messed up. Anyways, these cells out here are going to be primary concern. It does appear that there is some flooding out here as well with this cell. And that wouldn't surprise me because it is looking like some heavy rainfall. We still have this cell out here. Let's go ahead. This is a rotating thunderstorm. This is the primary concern. And I've been saying these cells out here, these particular cells out here will be of primary concern. It says my mic is working. Anyways, out here, especially with these cells, apparently, these are going to be the primary concern. Let's check here. I don't think there might have been a tornado on the ground a few hours ago, about a half hour ago, maybe a bit longer than that. Let's go to velocity. This is still spinning. That is where your tornado will be eventually. It's going to be right there, which is roughly around 14 to 15 miles south of Brookhaven, Mississippi. This is still moving off to the northeast. And we do have this new development out here south of Richton, Mississippi. That particular cell is still rotating. It is tornado warned. This has developed really quickly as well. Going over to, I can't see anything in correlation coefficient. That's going to be extremely difficult to actually see. We need to wait for it to go into Alabama and to maybe this radar site, but even that may not be able to catch anything. Currently out here near Brookhaven, Mississippi. That rotation might be weakening a bit. But that is where that rotation is right now. Can any of you, let's go and see if it really is just my phone tweaking out. I don't, can y'all hear me? My viewers on YouTube, can you guys hear me? I don't know if y'all can hear me. Things might be bugging out. But right now we still have this cell currently going towards Brookhaven, Mississippi. We do have this cell out here, and it does have these cells out here could also rotate and produce brief TLCS tornadoes as well. And we're waiting for these cells that might pop up as well. Let's go ahead and fly out here. Still have that cell there that is developing and rotating for sure. That is a decent couplet there. Let's go ahead and go over to, oops, back to debris. I really can't see anything in that. Let's try tilt 2, 3, tilt 4. I'm not seeing absolutely anything in this cell. I'm not seeing anything out here either, which is good. Velocity. It does appear that this cell has weakened quite a bit in the last couple minutes, which is good. Let's go ahead and switch radar sites to better see these cells now, because it might be a bit easier. Let's hop on over to velocity. These cells are still spinning and are a concern, obviously. Out here, there's that well-defined rotation right there. So you can see it from all the way out there. Let's see if I can actually see CC here as anything here. No, definitely won't be able to. Let's go ahead and bounce back. Let's go and see if I can see anything with this one right here. Let's go on over to velocity. There's that couplet right there, that well-defined rotation. Let's go over to correlation coefficient. Not seeing anything, which is good. Let's go back over to reflectivity. We still have that tornado warned storm that is going to go into Alabama in a few hours. All these cells are moving east, northeast at around 30 to 45 miles per hour. They might get a bit faster than that. Let's see if the Storm Prediction Center has anything new to say. Traumatic thunderstorm outlook. Not particularly, besides that winter mix right there. Mix of sleet and freezing rain anticipated. Yeah, that's nothing really concerning for severe weather currently. There's a bunch of snowstorms and wintry mixes up here in the Ohio Valley area with Michigan and the Great Lakes. But severe weather down here in the deep south. And tornado risk is still decently high with that enhanced risk. Now let's go and hop back over here. But we still do have this rotating supercell. Let's go on over to velocity. There's that couplet, still a well-defined couplet. That's where your tornado will be, and it is heading northeast towards Richton. It does appear to be strengthening now, too. This could be a tornado being in development. This could be a developing tornado. Let's go back over to velocity. If this is going to be a tornado, it is going to be roughly 10 miles southwest of Richton. If this is a developing tornado, Richton, you need to be getting to your safe place like now, because this could be a developing tornado. It is right there. It is heading northeast. It might head on a collision course with Richton, and if it does end up doing that, that is not going to be good. Let's go ahead and check. Make sure my live stream is even actually going. It looks like it is going. It's showing it perfectly fine. If we see a tornado, it will be developing and starting up right there. That is where your tornado will be. And let's go on over to these cells really quickly. Here are the cell of concern. The rotation is down here. Let's go and hop to this one, see if that works better. Not really. It's closer to this site now. It's closer to this site now. And let's see here, south of Brookhaven, this tornado warning might be left to expire soon if that cell weakens. Let's go out here back to this radar site now. It does appear, at least to me, that this cell is strengthening. I'm not seeing any debris being wafted, so that's good. What's not good is that this rotation is still strengthening. There, it's going to be up in there. If we do see a tornado, it's going to be right there. Currently, roughly 9 miles southwest of Richton. And this could be a developing tornado. This could be a tornado that is developing. Maybe a funnel cloud just chilling. What's wrong with me? You want to go? Come on. There, breathe. There we go. This could be a developing tornado. Maybe it could be a weak tornado now on the ground. I'm actually going to go and look around at some storm chasers really quickly. Okay, let's see. Alright, let's see here. Don't looks like the rotation has finally weakened a little bit. It is a more of a weaker rotation now, which is very good to see. Up here, these cells are continuing to weaken. Let's go and hop over to this radar site. Okay, my mic is working because I can hear myself on my phone now. Yeah, that is where the rotation will be. Is right there currently around 8-ish miles south of Brookhaven. And this is heading to the northeast. So if there will be a tornado out of it, it will hit Brookhaven, Mississippi head on. And again, if you are living in a mobile home, you cannot stay in it. You need to get out of it, get to a safer spot, get to a more get to a more secure building. Do not hide under overpasses. The tornadic winds will accelerate and they will become more dangerous. Currently near Richton, if this is a developing tornado, it should be a weaker tornado now that it is not as strong as the rotation. It does appear it might be weakening now because it's not in a very favorable part of a storm. Yes, we could see a tornado out of it still, but it does appear like it is weakening very so slightly, which is something we would like to see. Let's see if the Storm Prediction Center, the SPC, has released anything new. Not particularly. Let's go and keep on here then. We do have that cell. I do want to see if there's like a tower in Richton real quick. Well, there does appear to be several. Oh, that is strengthened again. Oh shoot. That does appear to be trying to re-strengthen again. I'm not seeing anything on any debris being wafted, but if there is a developing tornado, it will be right there. Will be right there. That is where your tornado will be, currently heading towards Richton at is currently 7 miles southwest. And this tornado, if it is a developing tornado, it will be moving 30 plus miles, anywhere between 30 to 40 miles per hour to the northeast. If this is might be a developing tornado. If this is a developing tornado, if you are in Richton, Mississippi, get to your safe place immediately, because we are in a favorable environment for strong tornadoes. Mobile homes and outbuildings will likely be completely destroyed. Well-built homes will be heavily damaged. Today's the kind of day where you cannot be hiding in a mobile home. Frankly, any severe weather day, you should not be hiding in your mobile home. This is still moving off to the northeast towards Richton. Let's go and head back over to this cell. See if that's still weakening. This is still in a favor. It looks like still has a pretty decent hook on it, but the rotation looks a lot less impressive than it did earlier. Looking for CC as well. Any debris? Nothing, but that is going right over Brookhaven. Do not attempt to go outside and record it. Stay in your safe spot, lowest level center point of your house, particularly mostly a bathroom or a closet. Get your blankets, a pillow over your head. Near Richton, this tornadic thunderstorm is still heading northeast. This is where it's likely going to be at, and here's Richton. Still heading to the northeast. It might just barely clip Richton to the northwest, but it looks like so far could still go into downtown Richton. The rotation has weakened a bit, but it is still tornado warned for a reason. Let's go ahead and go out to these two cells real quick. This cell in particular up here near Fayette, Louisiana, that cell, or I guess it's Mississippi now. Yeah, it's Mississippi now. That cell seems to be the strongest out here. It does appear to have at least some broad rotation in it. Because we just have so much shear in the atmosphere. This cell is still rotating as well right here near Richton. I'm not seeing debris in the air, which is very, very good. But that is still heading to the northeast. It is getting very close to Richton. If your tornado is going to be in there, let's go and stop this real quick. That is where your tornado will be currently, just a few miles, just 4 to 5 miles southwest of Richton. Right there. This is the most concerning area right now. There is a new severe thunderstorm warning out there that's going to last a whole hour. Could see quite a bit of wind out of that. We could see just a lot of wind. We're talking 60 to 75, maybe 80 mile per hour wind gusts, along with maybe some very small hail out here to the west. And we will see the possibility for some KLCS tornadoes out there in the embedded circulations. I'm gonna go ahead and go back. This is. Hang on, give me a quick second here. It's Hadesburg. Why is that? Why is my thing paused? That was weird. Alright, anyways. Alright, that's. It looks like it is starting to strengthen again. I'm not seeing anything on the ground with correlation coefficient yet, but if there's going to be a tornado, it is going to be right there, very close to Richton, Mississippi. It is starting to go back up again. Currently 3.5 to maybe 4 miles. It's going to look around for any more warnings. That is still a tornado warning out there, but it is a weakening cell. This is the most concerning cell out here. It is currently near Richton, and it is still moving. It went up, went down a little bit, and it's going back up again as it gets closer to Richton. There is a bit of an uptick in specific differential phase as well. Let's go over to velocity again. That is still moving to the northeast. This could be a developing tornado again if you live in Richton, Mississippi. Get to the lowest point of your house. It could be a basement. Do not go out in the open. Do not go outside and try to escape the possible developing tornado. If this is developing and could be on the ground, could be a strong tornado within the next half hour to an hour. And it looks like it may have slightly weakened again. Right there. These are the cells we're going to have to really keep a very close eye on today. Back over here. Okay, there we go. That's better. Here, very close to Richmond. Let's go and put my brightness up a little bit so I can see this better. Currently out here near Richton, there is still that pretty strong rotation. Reflectivity doesn't really show anything on reflectivity anymore. It's kind of in an unfavorable part of the storm for rotation, but that won't stop anything from possibly dropping. Going back to velocity, we still have that rotation. It is getting really close to Richton, but it looks like it might clip Richton to the west. But if there are any outbuildings or mobile homes out here, please evacuate them. Get into a sturdier structure if you can. If you can't, get into generally a safer spot. Even in a ditch can save your life more than a mobile home could. RVs, bad idea. Mobile homes, bad idea. If you are in a car and you are in this tornado warning, get out of it. Find a safer, more secure spot. Let's go and head back out here. That does look like it has strengthened. That rotation looks like it's going back up again. Currently northeast of Brookhaven, Mississippi. These supercell thunderstorms are still rotating and could drop a tornado within the next 10 to 15 minutes. I haven't seen any correlation coefficient debris drops, which is good. Let's take a little special marine warning down here. Let's go back down here to this little cell. Itty bitty cell. Water spout possible. Velocity. Not seeing any much rotation with this cell, but as this cell does make landfall and continues off to the northeast into a more favorable sheared environment, it will likely produce a tornado soon. Let's go and head back out here to this cell, currently located practically right over Richton, and likely got close to, it did get close to developing tornadoes several times. There's the couple. It has weakened in the last several minutes. It went up, went back down, went up, and went back down several times. Out here northeast of Brookhaven, we do have that rotation that went back up. Not by very much. It doesn't look very strong. It looks like a little itty bitty cell right here as well. National Weather Service, nothing particularly updated there yet. Here's a special marine warning. I might get rid of the special marine warning. I might turn that off. I'm going to turn that off. I'll keep extreme wind, flash flood, severe thunderstorm warning, and tornado warning. Now it's going to get close that. And right now, let's turn back to reflectivity. Currently, it's getting a bit more distorted now. Oh, wait, which radar am I at? Okay, that's why I'm at the wrong one. Ugh. Currently, it's currently like right over Richton right now. Richton, Mississippi. It's almost directly over it. Here's Hadesburg. Here's Richton, Mississippi. Looks like the rotation's just about to go over Richton. If you live live in Richton, Mississippi, get to your safe spot. There's gonna be quite a bit of back winds to this, quite a bit of inflow winds coming on the back of that. You're gonna have to get to your safe spot. Do not shelter in a weakly structured building like a mobile home. Any of these cells out here could be spinning and could be tornadic within the next while. There is a new tornado warning now I was saying this cell out here, northeast of Fayette, Louisiana, maybe, or is it? No, it's Mississippi. Okay, I was trying to look for the state line. Let's go over to velocity. Yep, there is where your KLCS tornado will likely be. Right in there. If there is going to be a tornado, it's going to be right in there. I went to the wrong correlation coefficient. I'm not seeing any debris in the air, but if there will be a tornado, it will be where that circled spot was. It'll be right in there. That it went up really quickly because we're in such a sheared environment. And KLCS tornadoes are a big concern because of how fast they can really develop. This cell down here northeast of Brookhaven and currently near Weston and Beauregard, Mississippi. This cell still strengthening, still trying to go back up. I'm gonna close my door. See here, down. Let's go back out here towards this Richton storm. And this Richton storm, it does look like the rotation is slowly continuing to broaden out. It's starting to widen. Right there, that is where your tornado should be if there is going to be one. Okay, sorry somebody was DMing me on Discord, trying to get them to shut up. Anyways, let's go back up here to the north. You still have that rotation there near Wesso, Mississippi. Let's go over to. It's still out here to the west. Looks like it's also weakening, which is good. You want to get. Oh, no, I'm not going to see it. It looks like this area might be going back up again. Storm might have recycled, and it looks like it's trying to go back up. Let's go into. Not this RV. Velocity. If there's going to be a tornado, it will be right there. Let's go back over the correlation coefficient. And it does seem to be trying to peak back up again. No reflect. There's no correlation coefficient with it right at this moment, which is good. But if we see any more activity with this storm, it is going back up, which isn't good. Let's go back down to Richton, see how this storm's doing. It's not gonna be tornado warned again until it does go back up. But currently, it is a bit on the weaker side, and it does appear if it goes over into Alabama, it may go back up again. We'll just have to wait and see what that storm does. Currently, these are this may be the strongest storm now in the state. Come on, everyone. Okay, let's see here. Let's go back out here to the east. Okay, this storm, yep, that's expired. We are currently left with these two cells. Here is, say, cell number 2, and this is cell number 1. Cell number 1 is stronger and more discreet. This cell is going to be more of a KLCS type tornado. And right now, this cell right here near Wesson is going to be the primary concern now. I suppose it is going back up a little bit, but it has all these other little cells near it. It can merge with and become stronger within the next little while. And I'm gonna check something. I need to check something. See here. Okay, yeah, that's gonna be good. Okay, well, this cell out here near Richton has weakened and it fizzled out a bit. But now we're dealing with what appears to be maybe a bit of a Boeing segment right there. And this weird shaped tornado warning. Let's go back over to velocity now. There is still rotation trying to develop there. If that is a tornado not in progress, but definitely could be trying to form, it will be roughly, let's go back over to velocity. It will roughly be 15 miles south of Georgetown, Mississippi. Oh shoot, no, don't go out that far. It's gonna go out here to the southeast, check these storms out real quick, see what these storms are up to. All these cells out here, the main line right here, oops, will be more responsible to produce KLCS tornadoes. Same with this line. But any isolated discrete cells out here to the east will likely have the more likelihood for producing any strong tornado. go ahead and pull up with velocity again. This just looks like a big mess right here because it has all these little cells that can just gobble up and start rapidly spinning. It is currently east of Wesson and Beauregard, Mississippi. All of these towns out here to the west and southwest are currently out of it, with these cells out here to the east. Let's go back out here towards Richton. Let's go back to velocity. There is that rotation still there, but it's not as tight as it was before. I'm going to check something out real quick. Here in a minute, I'm going to have to leave for a few minutes to go and actually get something on my stomach. I don't like the look of that. What is going on over here, sir? What are you doing? There is a bit of rotation there. Near Crosby, Louisiana, I think. Is it Louisiana or Mississippi? Mississippi, okay. Look up to reflectivity. See if the National Weather Service might have anything more to say now. Still no. Alright. Let's see here. Let's go and move back up to this radar site. Okay, let's see here. We still got two tornado warnings in effect. That one's been left to expire. I think they're both left to expire. There's no new tornado warnings, at least as of now. There's still that rotation is practically gone. This rotation area is practically gone. Let's flick over to reflectivity. Let's go out here and check up on this cell. It's not looking as organized on reflectivity, and still does have that rotation, but it's in a very unfavorable environment of the storm. Part of the storm, anyways. Let's head back over to reflectivity. Okay, I'll be right back. The storms have settled down quite a bit, but these cells out here, these discrete, isolated cells, will continue to have the potential to produce a EF2 plus tornado. But currently, at the time, like right now, the storms are still quite young and they're still developing. I need to get myself something to eat before I go crazy because I haven't eaten anything today. Yeah, I'll be right back. Let's also go ahead and just quickly check the Storm Prediction Center one last time. Still nothing apparently. See here, the storm looks like it's trying to go back up down here. Let's go ahead and see what's going on. Tornado possible tag is with this storm. Rotation doesn't look particularly strong, but that can change really quickly if that cell can really fire up back up. I'm back. Excuse me for the absence. My stomach was starting to hurt from not eating absolutely anything all day. But now I am back. Turn that down a little bit. There we go. Currently, no tornado warnings in effect at all, but we still do have those isolated cells. At least a few of them. We still have that big cell we had a few hours ago. We still have a whole bunch of these cells here towards the middle. We still have these two cells here as well. We do have this isolated cell down here. So I'm going to fly down here. And that does have a pretty good hook on it, actually. Wow, look at that. There is rotation with it. It's a little hard to see, but it is up in there. It's going to look correlation coefficient, not seeing anything. But that does have quite a bit of it. That does have a good hook on it. This way, that is such a tiny cell, and yet that still has that hook on it. We are still in a favorable environment for these cells to be doing that. Still no updates from the National Weather Service. Just look at that hook. That's actually a decent hook right there. The supercell itself is tiny, but supercell is spinning like a top now. Let's go ahead and come out here. There is still a tornado possible tag with this cell, but there's no, like, tight rotation. There's not a lot of tight rotation with that cell. I think these supercells, they will still be going on an upwards trend. There's some damage out here as well. Let's go ahead and come out here. Let's go out to this cell, see if what anything is going on out here. I'm not seeing a lot of winds in that cell. This could become tornado warned within the next little while. Has this supercell, which is currently dropping 60-mile-per-hour winds and dime-sized hail. Turn my phone down a little bit. Here. This is all good. Yep. Okay. We still have that hook right there with this cell. How fast did that go up? That went up quite fast. We could see that. This storm tornado warned for the next couple of minutes to maybe about 20. Here about 4 o'clock, I am going to go ahead and drop this live stream for a bit. Yeah, I think 4 o'clock will be fine. But I will likely be live again at around 5 or 6, unless these storms have practically merged together, then I may not be live. Let's go see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Severe thunderstorm warnings out right now, I believe. Did I get that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah? Hang on.
Are you done streaming?
Not yet.
What?